once said, slow and steady wins the race.
After a day off yesterday, the Pirates are back in action, and they host the Chicago White Sox. 2 interleague games coming up tonight and tomorrow afternoon against the Pale Hose. Folks coming on to see the Pirates, the Bucks have played well lately, last couple of weeks. In fact, they're just a game out of first in the National League Central Division. Greg Brown, Bob Walk, Dan Potash with you tonight. And again, the White Sox in town. And Bob, there was a time when interleague play first started that the Pirates dreaded seeing anybody from the junior circuit. But last 6 years, the Pirates have the best record in the National League in interleague play.
Well, I think a lot of that, Greg, was we weren't very good back in that time. We were really getting bumped around. You know, one of the reasons this year, though, I look at it, is we're playing the American League Central. And it doesn't matter, American League, National League, we own that Central Division, that Central time zone. But there's the numbers right there, the OPS up over 800. Anytime you can do that as a team, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
Well, we just saw the White Sox in Chicago, and as you know, the Pirates needed to come back in both of those games, including that thriller in the finale of that brief series when Colin Moran hit the late home run. Otherwise, the win would have gone to Reynaldo Lopez, still looking for his first win, but he's got the 8th lowest ERA in the American League. Opponents hitting only 196 against him, and the Pirates got a full dose.
Yeah, we really heard a lot about how good this kid can be, and man, he was on. I thought the command of his great stuff he has couldn't have been any better. He's got to have a little wildness, I think, to have an easy time against him. Hopefully tonight he's not hitting his spots like he was that day.
Well, it is a rematch from Wednesday as Trevor Williams will face off once again against Reynaldo Lopez. Pirates and White Sox from PNC Park next.
Sportsnet is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Trevor Williams takes the mound. Start number 9 the Pirates right-hander. And a little bit of a rough go for him last 2 or 3 times out. But if anybody can figure it out, it is Trevor Williams. His last time against the Chicago White Sox, a no decision. 5 innings, 4 runs on 7 hits. He is looking for his first win in the month of May. Finished up April with a W against the Cardinals. And finally, a nice night here in Pittsburgh for Bucco baseball. Check out the starting lineup for Rick Renteria's White Sox. Worst record in baseball. Yohan Moncada leads things off. First game back off the disabled list. And it's Yolmer Sanchez and Jose Abreu. Nicky Delmonico will be in left. Wellington Castillo hit a couple of home runs against the Pirates last series in Chicago. Daniel Polka in right. Leori Garcia is the center fielder with Tim Anderson at short and Reynaldo Lopez pitching.
I'll take a quick look at Trevor's numbers before he throws the first pitch. You know, Greg, you were talking about he needs to kind of figure out something to be better against these guys in his last start. I was talking to Fort about this before the game, that I like this matchup with Trevor and this White Sox team. They don't walk very much. They're pretty free swingers. He's got to make sure that he just stays out of the middle of the plate early on and makes these guys hit his pitch. And I think they will. I think they will be aggressive and they'll get the ball put in play and hopefully get some soft contact.
Working with Francisco Cervelli. Day off yesterday for the Pirates. Going to be playing a bunch coming up next few weeks, with the exception of the Monday off day, and a strike is called. We're underway. Yohan Moncada, the switch hitter, was at 263 before the hamstring tightness forced him on the disabled list, and lifts it to Corey Dickerson. And Bob just got done talking about the aggressiveness of this Chicago White Sox offense, and 2 pitches in, 1 away. On to defense behind Trevor Williams. Just saw Dickerson make the catch in left. Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, the other outfielders. Double M's, Moran and Mercer on the left side. Frazier, Bell on the right side. Francisco Cervelli catches Trevor Williams.
Hey, Greg, that second pitch was a fastball right at the letters. Borderline strike high. And he got an offer at it. Routine, lazy fly ball out. That's exactly what I'm talking about as far as what Trevor would like to have happen. Guys swing it, pitches out on the edges, get those put in play so that he doesn't have to throw anything toward the heart of that plate.
As Yolmer Sanchez waits for a strike and gets one. Speedy switch hitting third baseman. 4 for 10 in that series in Chicago last week. And a base hit.
He did that quite a bit. Line drive to left field.
So 1 out single for Yolmer Sanchez.
And even though these guys don't have the greatest record in baseball right now, just 10 wins so far in the season, they play hard.
Yep.
They got some talented players out there, and they got a good effort on any one game from that mound. Boy, you take them lightly, you're going to go home with a loss. Got to play these guys as tough as you play anybody.
You'll see they play with a lot of energy. A fairly close play over there. 32 steals, caught just 9 times. Most steals in the American League. Sanchez 3 for 4 in that department.
And you see that a lot, Greg, with younger teams that are going through a rebuilding. That's one of the first areas they try to get aggressive with and try to push things, is that speed. They have young legs. Usually there's going to be some fast guys that are coming up out of the minor leagues, and I don't think it's kind of normal to see teams like that run a lot.
Big Jose Abreu, the leader on this club,
Yeah, you were talking about how early in interleague play we didn't fare so well with some of those real young teams that we had. Those teams, I remember, we had run a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of stealing going on.
Rick Renteria stationed there in the back behind his players. Former first-round pick of the Pirates. Abreu, the 31-year-old from Cienfuegos, Cuba, signed in October of 2013. Contract runs through next year. He was 3 out of 7 in the series in Chicago against Pittsburgh. And popped up behind home plate. Cervelli is going to be back out of play.
One of the guys they held on to when they kind of cleaned house.
Did they ever, by the way?
Sure, there'd be some takers out there if they decided to really push to move Abreu. The numbers that he has put up since being a White Sox.
During last season, the White Sox traded 9 players from their major league roster. Jose Quintana, Todd Frazier, Anthony Swarzak, Dan Jennings, Melky Cabrera, to name a few. And struck him out looking. Trevor Williams gets his first strikeout of the night. Now with 2 outs, he'll face Nicky Delmonico.
Perfect pitch, just nicking the inside corner.
Gets the call from the home plate umpire Chad Fairchild. With Bruce Dreckman at first, Mike Estabrook at second. Kerwin Danley is the crew chief. He's at third. And toward Dickerson. That'll do it. A base hit, no damage. Half inning. Sox nothing. Bucks come to bat. Home set against the White Sox. Toyota RAV4 starting lineup. Adam Frazier will lead things off. Gregory Polanco follows with Starling Marte hitting third. Josh Bell, Corey Dickerson, and Francisco Cervelli, with Colin Moran, Jordy Mercer, and Trevor Williams finishing up the starting 9.
Well, Lopez has no wins. I don't understand that at all. They haven't been scoring any runs at all, but still, you would think he would have a few W's at this point. Looking at the rest of his numbers, I mentioned walks. He's got 19 of them. That's kind of the fly in the ointment there. So if we can be patient at least for a while and see what he's up to as far as the strikes and balls, if he's a little on the wild side, we can take advantage of that, but he does not give up many base hits.
Drive to right. There's a base hit and then some. Out goes Frazier to give the Bucks the early lead. Adam Frazier's third.
As I was saying, be aggressive with this guy. Charge after him early on and see if we can get some balls out of the ballpark.
Perfect scouting report. That is the 7th he's given up. He gave up 2 home runs last week to the Pirates, 2 solo homers. That snaps an 0 for 12 hitless string for Adam Frazier.
There it is. You know, Greg, I was doing the pregame interview for tomorrow for the radio with Jeff Branson, and Adam Frazier was the last one in there hitting, and Branson yelled at him, "Get out of here, you're locked in. I don't want to see you anymore. Get out of here."
Great advice from the hitting coach.
And he was locked in.
Wow.
He goes, "You're locked."
So he tells Adam Frazier to get out of the cage. You're done. You're locked in, and steps to the plate. Live game action and homers. Gregory Polanco had one of the 2 home runs against Lopez last week. Yeah, reason to smile. And this Pirates offense, it is just seems to be, this is game number 41 now, the 162 game schedule, but through the first 40 going on 41, there's a fly ball toward right, and he kicks it. Polka had it in his glove and couldn't hang on. It's a base hit for Polanco.
You won't see that happen very often, where an outfielder will kick a ball and like it hits a pitchback or something, comes right back to him.
A most fortuitous bounce for Polka and the White Sox as it comes right back to him. Allegheny Health Network.
It hit the glove, it hit his shin. It could have went anywhere, but it hits right at the pad, comes right back in his glove.
Here's Starling Marte, an 8-game hitting streak for him. And time was called, and Polanco had gotten a good jump. That's too bad.
Well, maybe that's why they called time.
Polanco.
I don't think it wasn't Marte that called time.
I don't know who called it.
It was a catcher.
Veteran catcher Wellington Castillo.
I'm pretty sure the plate umpire pointed down at him when he called time.
Bounced fair inside the third base bag. And hugs the sidewall. It's a double for Marte. Second and third. Marte has a 9-game hitting streak. Homer, single, double. First 3 batters.
That ball down and in. Now this is not hit all that hard, but just perfect spot just inside the bag. Thought for a moment, Greg, that might get down in that corner. It didn't have enough steam. And there's nobody out, so they're going to be a little conservative and make sure that they don't run into an out here with this possibly a big inning coming up. So they put up the stop sign for Polanco. Can Bell hit a triple here, Greg?
Wouldn't that be great? How about a line drive base hit? And it will get toward the wall. It won't be a triple. It'll be a 2-run double for Josh Bell. 3-0 Pirates.
Well, they're doing the exact opposite of my suggestion. They are going up there and swinging at the first thing they see. and getting hits, extra base hits.
Early trip to the mound for Don Cooper.
Ball hit hard. I thought it might make it all the way to the wall. Maybe take a bad hop off that chain link fence. Be a triple.
23 RBIs on the year for Bell. The Pirates, 4 batters into the game, lead 3-0. And some encouraging words from the infielders for Reynaldo Lopez, who has been just outstanding in his starts this season. And this is his 3rd career appearance against the Pirates. In fact, his debut against Pittsburgh a couple years ago, his first season in the major leagues. 3 scoreless innings in relief, or 5 1/3 scoreless innings of relief on September the 24th. So Pirates scored more runs off of him in this inning, 4 batters in, than they had his previous 2 outings, covering over a dozen innings. But now you do wonder for a young pitcher, 24-year-old, whether he is a little bit gun shy throwing strikes.
Now is when maybe he'll show some wildness for sure.
So now do the Pirates adjust? And here's a perfect guy to test this theory.
I mean,
Corey Dickerson.
you're down 3. You got to start hitting some corners. You can't fall behind any further.
Dickerson has walked only 5 times this season. Only 16 strikeouts. In fact, he's the second toughest batter in the National League to strike out. Pitching coach Don Cooper. White Sox team ERA of 5.35, second worst to the Royals in the American League. Coming at him.
Ball there is in the heart of the strike zone, but some of that good stuff, 96 miles an hour. That pitch was actually supposed to be inside. You could see Wellington jumping inside, and ball didn't make it in there.
Pirates like to see pitchers pitching from the stretch. Deep but foul. Dickerson tied for 6th in the league with a .319 average, and as we said, he and the rest of his teammates like seeing pitchers work from the stretch because Pirates have the highest batting average in baseball in these situations. Men on. Barrel Automotive League leader stat. Checks. An aggressive Dickerson takes the outside pitch. This is the first time all season the Pirates have had their first 4 men reach in a ball game. Pittsburgh 23-17 on the year. And that is going to be at least a productive out. Close play, but Dickerson will get Bell to 3rd. Nicely done by Yohan Moncada.
And that ball was well down and away. That's a tough one to get the runner over with, but Dickerson able to do it. You know, especially because he's choking up so much. He doesn't have much bat to reach with. And he went out and got it and got Bell to 3rd base. Cervelli, a easier shot in an RBI now with the infield in.
He has a little 5-game hitting streak going. His numbers are in the top 10, a lot of the offensive categories, including on-base percentage. Tied for 7th in the league. He's 7th in slugging.
Learned something today I didn't know. You might know this, Greg, that Cervelli changed bats this year. He's using a bigger bat than he has in the past.
I did not know that. Really? Huh. What made him do that?
Healthy, strong. I don't know.
He certainly has been, but see those numbers.
Paying off.
Five-game hitting streak. 407 with runners in scoring position. That's 4th in the league. Again, the Pirate offense just has been really special, consistent, and winning in a number of ways. The long ball, 10 homers now, last 5 games, 13 homers the last 7. But this is not going to be a productive out. That's a big run at third. Cervelli not able to get in, and now they'll call on Colin Moran to do it with 2 outs. Mini victory for Reynaldo Lopez. That's what his mission is, to keep Bell from scoring, now with 2 down.
Yeah, nothing's going to really make him feel good when he walks off that mound at the end of this inning, but you can look back if we don't score that 4th run, and he can at least tell himself, well, I saved one of them and we're still in the ball game.
Fouled off by Colin Moran.
You're out there on the mound, or even when you're another position, hitting, whatever, you're kind of rationalizing different things like that all the time, trying to, the confidence is huge, obviously, in baseball. Everybody has known that for as long as they've been playing this game, and sometimes you got to give yourself a little talking to out there. Stay confident.
They give Colin Moran that right field corner. And to left field it goes, sending Delmonico back. And Delmonico misplays it. Over his head, it is 4-0. Moran will take that double.
That was a mistake by Delmonico, as he spun around all over the place.
That's a ribeye for Moran. There it is.
Well, he was, playing awfully shallow, and this is a nice size left field. A lot of room behind him. He got burnt.
It's rare to see that. Playing medium depth, you'd say. Well done by the Pirates, though. 4-0.
Four zip after 1, and still more maybe. You surprised Mercer isn't getting the point by here?
Very much so. This is one of those things that they think they can get Mercer to offer it something, and then he does get the point by, I'm assuming. Not going to throw him a strike. Well, they did throw him a strike. But Chad Fairchild. Maybe this changes their strategy now. Wait a second. Keep throwing pitches like that, we can just strike him out looking. And Trevor Williams on deck. That's a perfecta. Colin Moran, thanks to the misplay by Delmonico, gets his 21st RBI of the year. And up the middle, and the second baseman Moncada is there, but in the dirt, and the out call there with a great play by Abreu.
Yeah, they'll hold everybody up here. Pirates are, I'm sure, looking at this one in the clubhouse.
It's hard to believe there was no bobble on Abreu's part. He's certain he's already down back in the dugout, and they will not challenge. Heck of a pick by Abreu. Wow. Well, the Pirates send 8 men to the plate. Score 4. Adam Frazier led off with his 3rd home run of the year. Polanco, Marte, Bell, and Moran. Adam Frazier got it going with that quick swing. Josh Bell, double. Colin Moran credited with that double, the misplay by the left fielder. And now the new center fielder is Sean Rodriguez. We are looking to see if we can catch anything from Marte's running around the bases. Did he perhaps pull something? Wellington Castillo, a 2-homer game against the Pirates.
Trying to think
last Tuesday, a week ago.
Point where he would have had to try and push himself. It was a very easy double, and then he scored from second base on a double.
Yeah.
No point would he like having to, really reach for an extra gear or anything.
And when he went back to the dugout, it's not like he sat down and they checked on him to see if, again, anything with the legs, arm, whatnot. You wonder maybe he's just not feeling well. Brian Housen, the head trainer. I wonder if that's not just some sort of illness. 2-2 on Wellington Castillo, be followed by Daniel Polka.
Well, keep our fingers crossed because that's usually a one-night thing.
Be out of play though. Bell's going to go take a look. Castillo was 4 for 8 in that series. He was signed to a 2-year, $15 million contract over the winter. 31 years old, well traveled. 5th different major league team since the start of 2015. Got to the big leagues with the Cubs. And Polanco in right. Played perfectly.
Yeah, he's guarding that line right at him.
Trevor Williams, the Pirates, 25-year-old from San Diego. Looking for win number 5. Last couple of starts he's been bounced from the top 10 in ERA, but still solid .313 earned run average. Daniel Polka. He hit a home run against the Pirates. 4 hits, 7 at bats. Signed off waivers by the White Sox this winter from the Twins. And again upstairs, back to back. Trevor Williams saw an opportunity and went right back to it.
Yeah, this is what he does well, is stay out of the middle of the plate, throw to his spots. Covered up to 2 with a 3. There's your target. Drilled it.
And the first pitch strike to Leare Garcia. Couple of strikes on him.
Yeah, one thing right now you probably start trying to think about while you got this big 4-run lead. You want to now go deep in the ball game, protect the bullpen, eat as many innings tonight as you can, as long as they don't mount any attack. You try to be as efficient as possible. Maybe get some early contact, quick outs.
I mean, could you ask for a better top half of the inning after your team scores 4? Thanks for watching and rooting on your Pirates. All of us at AT&T Sports Network and the Pirates appreciate your support. And we welcome you back to Pittsburgh, where the Pirates have a 4-0 lead. 2 games with the White Sox. Don't forget tomorrow a matinee afternoon game, and then 4 with Mark Grant and the San Diego Padres.
Mud.
San Diego native Trevor Williams. Oh, we got a nice note from Mud, you and I, just a moment ago. Thanks, Mark Grant, a fine color analyst. Padres TV. Trevor Williams is retired. One hopper to Anderson. Trevor Williams will take a seat while Adam Frazier steps up. 3rd home run for him. Snapping that 0 for 12 hitless streak. 2nd career leadoff home run for Frazier, 3rd of the year by a bucko. Josh Harrison about ready to return. Clint Hurdle said when he does, Jay Hay will be back in that leadoff spot at second base. So Frazier will go back to being a spot starter.
Spot starter, long man. Little of everything.
Whatever it takes. Jay Hay returned to game action with Altoona last night, and he'll play at least one more game. It sounds as though he will be ready maybe as early as Thursday against the Padres, but certainly unless there's a setback, we'll see him at some point in that 4-game series. About a week earlier than they thought he might come back. So they held their own. They have held their own since they lost Jay Hay. They're 13-13 since their leadoff man went down. And we check out our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Jay Hay in Altoona last night for the Curve, played 7 innings, was 0 for 3 with a walk at the plate. He's going to get today off, and then the plan is that he'll play 9 innings tomorrow and Thursday before the team takes the next step. Hard hit at third. Sanchez retires. Frazier. So 2 down. Frazier hit it hard at Yomer Sanchez. Lopez making his 8th start this season, allowing more than 2 earned runs for just the 2nd time. He gave up 4 in 6 2/3 innings against the Twins, the 3rd of this month. That was the start prior to the one he made against the Pirates in Chicago. Polanco started to look more and more confident at the plate, hitting close to 350 over his last 10 games.
Yeah, what a great job Jeff Branson's done with this offense this year.
There he is, the Pirates' longtime hitting coach. Big swing from Polanco. That pitch right down the middle.
Had a little talk with him today for quite a while, but one of the subjects we talked about was Polanco, and he is still very confident in him, and he believes that the inconsistencies will go away, that it won't be like red hot, ice cold, red hot, ice cold, that he'll get to where he goes along through the season, and it won't be the big dips and valleys. It'll be a little smoother trip for him. Talked about how to quit worrying so much on what the pitcher might try to do to you, and worry about your strengths. Getting him more in that mindset. And there's always with Polanco, always will be, about the long swing. I'm watching tonight as he's taking the bat back a little bit. It's really not moving back all that far. A couple weeks ago, as he would stride, his front shoulder would turn in and the hands would go way back, and then they'd have to complete that big loop on the way out. And it will never not be there, but it's much smaller now than it was, if you go back probably 10 games ago or so.
Sean Rodriguez first at bat. As Marte lifted, right side discomfort. What the Pirates announced between innings. Left the game due to right side discomfort, being treated and evaluated by the medical staff. Sean Rodriguez made one start this season in center field. Sean Rod hitting only 161 for the season. 10 hits, 62 at bats, 3 homers. Polanco, remember, as soon as he singled after the Frazier homer, took off on what we thought was the first pitch, but time had been called at the plate.
Lopez, for a fairly big, hard thrower, kind of a compact delivery. He'll use a slide step most of the time if there's somebody on that he thinks can run.
.11 steals for the opponents, with Castillo behind the plate, 16 attempts. So they've caught 5, combination of Castillo and the pitchers, and now time is called right away. What was this?
I don't know.
My goodness, Abreu right away calls time and heads over. We talk about Abreu being a team leader.
Well, this is one of their visits.
Oh yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And he didn't look to the dugout or anything. It was his call.
Yeah.
He felt the time was now to talk to Lopez. I haven't seen that before.
Especially when it's a 1-2 count with 2 outs, and it's like,
could he be going over there saying, hey, forget about, I mean, to that point, it's 1-2. Again,
to be honest with you, to burn a,
seems a bad time to burn
yeah, with the game situation.
Yeah.
And these pickoff throws, they're being called by the bench. Lopez isn't doing that on himself.
Fly ball to center field, hit deep at the fence, and it is off the glove of the center fielder, Garcia. Serpico into third with a triple. And it is 5-0. The very next pitch after the trip to the mound by Abreu.
I thought that might be caught. It looked like it was going to stay in the ballpark. Anything that goes this high, Garcia is going to be able to set his feet. Oh yeah, it almost ripped right through the glove. I thought he had that one. A couple of misplays in the outfield have cost Lopez.
But does make you wonder about that Abreu trip to the mound. As Garcia checks out the replay.
He knows he
Darn it, I should have caught that ball. If Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's just an odd time. I mean, he's got a 1-2 count. He's got a little bit of a roll going here. And then out of nowhere, you're like, whoa, timeout. Let's get everybody in the ballpark in here to talk about this next pitch. I'm sure that wasn't about the next pitch, but
it makes you wonder, though, because the next pitch was pretty much right down the middle.
And baseball has changed. I understand that, but pitchers, especially older pitchers, absolutely hate it when somebody calls time and comes to the mound. They hate it. Used to.
This is out of play. They're going to hate it more and more as the years go on, now that each trip cost is a visit. Obviously, Lopez, a young 24-year-old from the Dominican Republic. He Appeared in 8 games last year. The White Sox. Former Washington National. It's hit hard. Without a play. Josh Bell, a 2-run double in the first. Lopez was acquired in the Adam Eaton deal from the Nats. They also got Lucas Giolito and a minor leaguer who was pitching well, Dane Dunning, December of 2016. And this ball hit well to right. Going back is Polka. And this is off the top of the fence. And Polka plays a little handball around the track. It'll be a double for Bell, and the Pirates lead 6-0.
A little breaking ball looked like it was down, and Bell just dropped the head of the bat to the baseball.
Second
Yeah,
double
it looked
of the
like
game.
a slider down and in. Now, I think that Bell thought about going to third.
Yeah.
He started to turn in too early.
Look how close that is to getting out of here.
Yeah. And he had to have a little course correction there, and then he decided to go ahead and shut it down after that. But he turned into the corner way early and had to stop.
How about this Pirate offense against Lopez?
Yeah, I was really good. Thinking about this game earlier today, I'm like, wow, this is going to be tough. This guy, well, we get 3 hits off him?
Yeah.
I know 2 of them were solo home runs.
And
but
a
still,
single.
3 hits.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, this guy he's pretty good. You know, maybe he'll be a little wild. I mean, I truly was believing that stuff I was saying in the first inning.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You don't say stuff just to say stuff.
Absolutely. But being sarcastic, Greg.
No,
But they have come out and they are swinging aggressive after Lopez, and they are knocking him around the ballpark. I mean, he's about to throw pitch number 50.
And no one throwing in the bullpen.
Still trying to finish the second inning.
2 strikes on Dickerson. Seven hits.
Now the bullpen is going to get going.
Just now, Chris Beck. Now, in Lopez's defense, he hasn't had the best defense behind him. A couple of plays could have been made.
Yeah, there's a couple of catchable balls. They weren't routine by any measure, but they could have been caught.
You know, the ball that Polanco hit in the first inning off Polka's glove.
Yeah.
Nicky Delmonico turned the wrong way and misplayed the Moran double moments ago. Garcia in center. As the Rodriguez fly ball glanced off his glove. Look how much pine tar he puts on that helmet. That helmet, you can't even see the P anymore.
Nope, gone. It's like a
fly catcher.
Yeah, the flies just land there and they'll never leave.
They fly catcher.
Never leave. Biggio used to have the worst.
I was trying to think of who. That's right. It reminds you of. That's a great comparison. Those are 2 scrappy ball players right there. Craig Biggio, the Hall of Famer, the former Astro.
See how he gets a little extra stickum on his glove. That's what all that's there for. Is they can't call time, go back and use the rosin or the pine tar rags. Essentially, he's got a pine tar rag on his helmet. He can get some anytime he wants.
And drives this one to right field, sending Polka back toward the wall. And he makes the catch this time. 30 pitches in the second inning. The Pirates leading 6-0.
Munhall's Gabby Barrett, who of course is a top 3 finalist on American Idol. She had a chance to throw out the first pitch and sing God Bless America before today's game. If the name sounds familiar, it should. She was a star for us last season on Friday Night Rocks.
It was an honor for sure. I always watched baseball growing up. I was always a fan of the Pirates. I had a lot of the merchandise at home. And so to be able to be a part of something, it was a big honor, definitely. And I would love to come back and do it again.
You see, look, our little star is all grown up. Great to see her last year, everything she did for us, and of course now starring and representing the Berg. Great to see. We wish her all the best of luck. Guys, she couldn't tell me what song she's going to sing in the finale Sunday night at 9 o'clock on American Idol, but I'm sure it'll have us all wanting more, and we wish her the best of luck.
Dan, thanks so much. She got her big start right here with us last year. We made the prediction. She was going to be a star.
No matter what happens, she's always be a winner with us, right?
That's right. And she did a great job with the first pitch, we might add.
We were watching her warm up without throwing, and she was stretching her arm the same fashion that a pitcher would do.
There's Pirates chairman Bob Nutting, and signing a personalized autograph for Clint Hurdle.
And watch this.
Yeah.
Almost from the back of the rubber.
About that.
Right on the outside corner for a strike. Fantastic.
Great work. And there's the Pirates musician and vocalist Stephen Brault, who's going to be singing the anthem sometime next month for the Pirates.
Brault is an outstanding singer in his own right.
He and Trevor Williams, good buddies. They've got the IMHO, in my humble or honest opinion, the podcast that taking the country by storm. A lot of English on that ball, but it's going to stay foul. Reynaldo Lopez, the pitcher at the plate, was 1 for 12 as a member of the Nationals a couple of years ago. One out and nobody on, and the White Sox pitcher at the plate against Trevor Williams. Takes care of him. Third K, 2 outs. Gabby Barrett last year, our featured performer on Friday Night Rocks, and we're going to reprise that role this coming Friday. Friday Night Rocks will bring back Gabby Barrett from last year. All from scenes from the American Idol program throughout the season. She will be once again our featured artist on Friday Night Rocks this coming Friday when the Pirates host the Padres. Yoan Moncada will turn 22 years old in a couple of weeks. He was the big get in the Red Sox trade. Chris Sale dealt from the White Sox to the Red Sox December of 2016. Now Williams tries to come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Yeah, this is not the kind of at bat he likes to have happen right now. He doesn't want to go to 3 balls on anybody at this stage of the game.
And gets him to pop up to center. Sean Rodriguez. That's another 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Williams. Early on, the Pirates lead 6-0. Point Park University tweets they're getting ready at the Rivers Casino for a Gabby Barrett concert. Excited, obviously. Pittsburgh loves you, girl. Big Gabby Barrett fans.
Going to be a big crowd over there tonight for that. We can't wait.
Cervelli fouled out with a runner at third base in the first. And now 0-2. Lopez has not struck out a batter yet. Some hard hit balls off of him. And it stays 0-2 on the Bucko catcher. I talked to Neil Huntington on Sunday about all the work Cervelli's getting behind the plate, and any concern about Elias Diaz becoming rusty.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Did not like the sound of that
I didn't. Nope. Not like that at all. And nor the reaction of Cervelli. There's Elias Diaz. And Potenziale. It's one of those things, Bob, I think that Cervelli has to finally concede that I've got to have it looked at. I mean, it's almost as if, oh, I thought it was the wrist, it's the elbow.
Well, I think that's way better getting hit there than up on the hand. I mean,
hopefully it got more flesh on the back of the
that's
forearm.
got to really hurt, but you do have some muscle there to try and protect it. Whereas you get hit in the back of that hand, and that was why it made that slap sound. Because it hit on his forearm right there. But now you get hit on the back of the hand, and I mean, could be J-Hay all over again.
Joey Cora looking toward the dugout. Is he going to look for Elias Diaz right now? Looks like Cora was walking down toward the dugout, maybe to tell Diaz to get ready, but no, I think he's just going to stay in the ball game. So that is what a relief.
Now that's going to hurt. That's his throwing arm. Hopefully he doesn't get a big knot in there.
That's a great look there. That really got a lot of meat. As you said, it's going to hurt, but thankfully.
Well, you can get a, like I say, you get a knot in there. Make it kind of tough to make a throw. Hopefully that won't happen.
So now Colin Moran. Still feeling it. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
already bruising up. Look at the seams on that.
Yeah, you can
see the seams.
Definitely can see the seams on there. Yeah. Now, when it's real bad, you can see the commissioner's name. That's when you really get
commissioner's name tattooed on.
That's when you know you got smoked.
Colin Moran hit a line drive to left field in the first inning, and the left fielder Delmonico misplayed it for a double. So Francisco Cervelli hit by the pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Lopez 30 pitches last inning, and again, the bullpen activated. Three and one. What an outstanding rookie season for Colin Moran. Really helped expand this offense. Twenty runs batted in. And draws the walk. A lot of those pitches weren't close.
Moran's pretty impressive, isn't he? For,
He is. For a rookie.
Rookie, I mean, just the way he goes about his at bats.
That's going to be it for Reynaldo Lopez. He is chased, and he doesn't want to give up the baseball to Renteria.
Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Beautiful night in the Berg, and the Pirates painting a pretty picture, leading 6-0. Francisco Cervelli thankfully was hit on the forearm and is showing that bruise to Tim Anderson. Really held your breath. Chris Beck takes over for Reynaldo Lopez.
Beck, 8 games so far. Opponent batting average 326. He is giving up some hits.
Pirates saw Beck last Tuesday. He went 1 2/3 scoreless innings of relief. Gave up just 1 hit. That was to Colin Moran, and walked 1 batter. That was for Francisco Cervelli. Chris Beck, 27-year-old from Commerce, Georgia, 2nd-round pick 6 years ago by the White Sox. Mercer was the final out of the 1st inning on a nice play by the 2nd baseman Yohan Moncada, and then the pick by Jose Abreu with what looked like a bobble. The Pirates didn't challenge it. See, a lot of the White Sox still have the initials DF on their caps. That's going to work like a bunt. Not the intention, of course, of Jordy Mercer, with the pitcher Williams coming to the plate.
No, not exactly what he wanted to do. But it sets up Trevor for a couple RBIs.
That'd be nice. Field comes in.
All I got to do is just hit a blooper. Little blooper, 2 RBIs.
He is 1 for 14 at the plate so far this season after his ground out. He has 1 career RBI.
2 for 15. Double your career total right here. Two left. Get yourself 3 swings. Don't get cheated.
A DF, by the way, in honor of Danny Farquhar, a reliever who last month suffered a ruptured aneurysm during a game and is on his way to recovery. 1 and 2. Like that, got off the mask of Wellington Castillo. DF Danny Farquhar, number 43 on the DL, won't be back this year, but doctors didn't dismiss the idea that he could be back next year.
All right, Trevor, be quick. Going to come at you here now. Let's go. Be quick.
2-strike approach.
Oh, not quick enough. He, look at that. Came right at him.
2 outs.
I think you got to guess as a pitcher. You got to sell out. If you were good enough to use the same strategies as hitters, you'd have been a hitter. Who better to read the mind of that pitcher than another pitcher?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'd throw, so I'm going to sell out to this pitch. These are those situations I'm half kidding, but I'm half serious. Actually, I'm probably about 60%.
Yeah.
I'm about 60% serious.
Frazier looks for a 2-out knock, maybe bring home a couple. Big swing in the bottom of the first to lead off this game with a home run and give the Pirates a 1-0 lead. To third, Sanchez to Abreu. Good work from Beck to come on and strand those runners.
no-hitter, they still don't have one. Jordan Lyles, a perfect game through 7 1/3. Trevor Story singles to left to end the bid. Padres did win 4-0. They'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend for a 4-game series. The Pirates will not see Lyles, Greg and Bob.
Well, I guess that's a good thing, the way he pitched, Rob, today. They will see, at least they were scheduled to see 3 lefties in the series against the Padres starting Thursday night. And tomorrow, the White Sox will throw a left-hander, Hector Santiago. That is going to be it for Francisco Cervelli for the night. Elias Diaz takes over behind the plate.
They'll go ice that down a little bit. Calm down those seams that are popping up. So Diaz will shake off some rust and get behind the plate. In a way, he has been swinging the bat. Even though Cervelli is hitting the heck out of the ball, you really haven't lost much when Diaz has gone back there. What a tandem they've made this season. Now, what kind of an effect will it have on Williams? When you think about it, it's just a glove back there, playing catch, throwing to the glove. Shouldn't have an effect. And there's nothing tricky going on right now with Williams. He's throwing fastballs, moving them in, moving them out. Up and down.
Gets him on the 3-1 pitch. The fly out to Dickerson, so Yolmer Sanchez is retired. Well, some other news and notes, and this was a shocker. Robinson Cano, who's on the disabled list, broken 5th metacarpal, the same bone that Josh Harrison broke, so he's going to be out anyway for about 6 weeks. Well, he was suspended today, 80 games. Justin Turner, Logan Forsythe off the DL for the Dodgers. But I was unaware, and again, Cano, the second baseman for the Seattle Mariners, the surprising Mariners this year, he was suspended, violating the Joint Drug Prevention and Treatment Program. Shallow left, and that's going to drop in for a hit for Abreu. The suspension begins immediately, so his word is that Cano simply dropped his appeal. Figured I might as well use the time while I'm on the DL to begin serving an 80-game suspension.
Well, at least you can't make it retroactive back to the last time he played.
Yeah.
It is amazing that this continues to happen nowadays.
That is. And the rhetoric, instead of owning up to it. Nicky Delmonico, the left fielder. More news and notes. Adrian Beltre placed on the DL, left hamstring strain. Second time this season for the aging Beltre. Yu Darvish off the DL starting tonight against the Braves for the Cubs.
You know what he was on the DL for?
Who's that? Darvish? Oh yeah, he was sick.
Flu-like
Yeah.
symptoms.
And now the new center fielder Rodriguez drifting over to make the catch.
I brought that up because I had never seen that before. Somebody go on the disabled list for the flu.
So now Trevor Williams faces the White Sox catcher Wellington Castillo, and I'm not advocating that he should buzz Castillo, but you do wonder if maybe he'd come to the plate with nobody on. I know one guy that probably wouldn't have questioned. That's the guy on the right, longtime broadcaster now, Ed Farmer. He was a no-nonsense pitcher over his many years in the big leagues. I still think, Bob, and you and I talked about this, I think, off the air last week in Chicago when we were talking to Ed, and that I think 1979, he's playing for the Rangers. He hits, was it the Royals? He was playing for the Royals, Al Cowens. Breaks his jaw with a pitch. More than a year later, 1980, both Farmer and Cowens have switched teams now. Cowens, I think, is then playing for the Tigers, and Farmer pitching for the White Sox. And Cowens grounds out, right?
In extra innings. What in extra innings?
I have to look that up. But
I thought it was extra innings.
It was in the 11th inning of a 3-3 game. And Cowens hits a ground ball to shortstop. And instead of going to first,
he went about halfway.
He went about halfway.
And then
he
turned
books
left
for the mound and goes after Farmer.
From behind. Very sneaky.
Yeah, because Farmer had turned to look at the play.
Yeah, he's watching the shortstop, and the mound's being charged. Now those guys knew how to hold a grudge back then.
Oh. Yeah, and here's the guy that got hit. He's taking it into his own hands.
Beautiful. What a ballpark.
Oh, off the tip of the glove, Moran. Nice effort, but a base hit for Castillo. 2 on, 2 outs.
Yeah, the Pirates had one of those earlier in the game. Marte hit a ground ball that was just inside the base. Very similar to this one, but it wasn't knocked down. It made it all the way down the line. Marte got a double. Nice communication there between Mercer and Moran. Don't need both guys chasing that ball. Somebody had to cover third.
Wow, look at that. A.J. Pollock fractures his left thumb. He's out 4 to 8 weeks. The Diamondbacks were so hot at one point have now lost 6 in a row, and now they lose Pollock for an extended period of time.
Didn't they lose him last year for
I think,
one time?
yeah. They're hosting the Brewers tonight. Daniel Polka. Evens the count.
They're trying to pitch him upstairs. Was Polka the hitter that struck out earlier on those high fastballs? Like there were 3 in a row up there.
You see it's still going up there.
Up there again.
Keeps offering.
Same as last. It covered up the 2 with the 3.
Edgy.
There's the glove. Follow that glove around.
Trevor Williams strikes out Polka for a second time. 4 Ks. Blanking the Sox 6-zip.
Fourth inning. Toyota, what drives you?
6-0 here in Pittsburgh. Sights, beautiful sights, sounds here, and never gets old. That great shot, the great city of Pittsburgh, the skyline. What a backdrop. Pirates will be home tomorrow afternoon. Matinee game against the White Sox, 12:35, and then 4 with the Padres. Polanco, Rodriguez, Bell for Pittsburgh. We're talking about maybe a more confident Polanco at the plate. His first 2 times up with the single to right, the walk. Bob was mentioning his chat with hitting coach Jeff Branson, and trying to shorten that swing and not be so concerned about what they're trying to do to him. I know John Wayner often talks about this, Bob, that you can really, and certainly you saw that as a pitcher from a great angle, that you can tell a confident player when he doesn't even budge.
Oh, the way he takes
just
the
total
pitches.
calm, like that last pitch there.
Did not like that.
Wasn't jumpy at it. And spanks it right back to the pitcher. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, brings up Rodriguez. Sundays are kids' days at PNC Park. Bring the family to the ballpark. This coming Sunday, Pirates Padres 1:35. All kids 14 and younger get a kids wristband presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And don't forget the Family Fun Zone out on Federal Street before the game. And after the game, kids can run the bases right on the field at PNC Park. So go to pirates.com/kidsdays. This coming Sunday. And it's a pup night tonight.
What do we got there, Greg? St. Bernard.
Sure looks like it.
Big dog. All shapes and sizes out there on pup nights.
Count on Rodriguez. Chris Beck able to strand those 2 runners he inherited from Lopez, who still gives up 6 and 2+ innings. Joe Musgrove, who had the no-hitter through 5 2/3 in his first rehab at Indy. We'll have another one on Friday for Indianapolis, and then he should be ready to get into that Pirates rotation. Well, the big news today from a pitching staff standpoint was the announcement that George Cantos is out of the 8th inning for now. Setup role. Clint Hurdle saying they'll look for opportunities for George Cantos. But right now he's going to just see who can get outs in that 8th inning. Michael Felice will remain, at least for now, in that 7th inning role. There's Cantos. Talked a lot about Edgar Santana. Changeup should work against lefties. Kyle Crick's cutter.
It kind of makes me think, you know, I don't know this for sure, but there will be a couple of different people that'll get opportunities, and if somebody is to
grab a hold of
and run with it, well, then they'll be the guy.
That's what it sounds like. Strikeout of Rodriguez. Michael Felice and Joe Musgrove, of course, were with the Astros last year, and today they picked up their World Series rings. They were on the World Championship team last year, and they're wearing those rings before the game in the Pirates clubhouse.
Greg, remember when Houston went to the American League West, and we thought, whoa, they will suffer forever? That was not the case.
No.
They turned that around in a huge hurry.
Quite a battle going on in the American League West with the Angels and Astros atop that division. The Mariners a game and a half back. Again, the Pirates and Cardinals 1 game behind the Brewers right now. The Cubs are 2 back in the National League Central. Cardinals are taking on the Twins tonight. Interleague play in Minneapolis. Cubs are in Atlanta. And the Brewers and Diamondbacks in Phoenix. He was going to try and find that hole, and another nice play by an infielder for the White Sox. This time it's Tim Anderson, showing great range and throwing out Bell on a bang-bang play.
Tuesday night, our guest, Jamison Tyone, and our first question to him comes from Megan. Who is your closest teammate on the squad?
When Kingham was up here, Kingham's one of my best friends. Okay. We got drafted together. We played together in the minor leagues. We lived together for an off season. So when he was up here, that's my for sure answer. Me and Chad Kuhl and Trevor have gotten pretty close. Stephen Brault, kind of the younger pitchers. We just came up at the same time. We spent a lot of time together talking baseball, talking life. You know, we're all going through similar things. So I'll say Chad.
Our thanks to Jamison for joining us right after his workout. And I do mean right after his workout, within seconds. And Greg, maybe there's a chance we'll see Nick in the not too distant future, his good friend.
I would think so. Danny's are lined up to pitch on Saturday. The Pirates haven't announced it, but he pitched last night in Altoona for that reason, because Indianapolis was off, so they wanted to keep him on that every 5-day rotation. And there is Jamison Tyone, and Nick Kingham had that historic debut, a perfect game on April the 29th right here against the Cardinals, broken up with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Jamison Tyone, he said the best advice he had ever gotten was from Tyone in spring training, and it really stuck. So, pitch like a big leaguer at any level, no matter where you are. Pitch like a big leaguer.
He was sitting there a while ago talking to Ben. A shot we had before this one looked like he was picking at that finger. I wanted to yell, stop that.
Yeah, stop picking at it.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better. You keep doing that.
They say he will pitch tomorrow after leaving the game, and he was pitching well.
Yeah, he was
3 innings of 5 strikeouts, 1 hit on Friday night. Finger laceration, middle finger of the right hand. Jamison Tyone earlier today, long tossing. Bob, I'm sure you've been asked 1,000 times since he was pulled from the game, but can you give us your thoughts on what that is like for a pitcher?
Well, I never really had on a pitching finger any kind of a cut or anything. I had on my thumb would get cut every now and then, but
not on your finger.
Yeah, if it's on the tip of your your throwing fingers, then obviously the middle one is one of them. Then as the ball comes off, I mean, it's just going to keep ripping it open. So it can be very, very tough, and that's why you love it when you get some nice little calluses going.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about that. Now, normally what you end up getting, and you hear about all the time, is when the ball's coming off, guys are getting blisters on their fingers. I'm not exactly sure how he ended up getting a cut. I don't know if it's related to something to do with his nails or something like that, but if there is a split in one of your fingers and it's bleeding, I don't know how you can throw. There's just no way to release the ball and not just make it worse every single time. And of course, all the blood is rushing down into your arm with every release. After a game, so your fingers are twice the size of the ones on your left hand, and that just makes it worse. If you have any kind of a problem where there's blood coming out one of your fingers, it's unstoppable. I mean, if it's not a pitching finger, you can cover it up with tape or something. But if it's one of those two, your pointer finger or index?
Either one.
Either one.
That's not Higgins, is it? No.
Well, no. What happens is, if you have a cut on one of the paws,
that's what you do. You soak
you soak it in water. If you got a pad, one of the pads might be cut.
That's not pickle juice.
A lot of fun at the ballpark. Now, that's got to be a new addition, the swimming pools up there. We haven't seen those before, have we?
No, I don't think so. It hasn't been warm enough to have the pools out. Going the other way, and with nobody out, the White Sox, well, look at this, heading to third base and getting there with really not much of a problem. The speedy Garcia, as Tim Anderson lines one to right.
Being aggressive. It looked like he was looking over his shoulder, made that decision on his own to get over there. Last thing you need to do is make an out over there at third base, down 6 runs. But throw went a little wide, and he was there in time.
Now the pitcher Beck going to talk to Nick Capra, third base coach.
No secrets there. No hand over the mouth. Nothing.
Yeah.
Bunt.
It's like that insurance commercial. We're going to bunt. Suicide squeeze right here on this pitch.
And
well, he does. How about that? Just like the commercial.
Nice call, Greg.
Yeah. Nick Capra.
Interesting call, don't you think?
Yeah, very much so.
Down 6-0. Suicide squeeze.
First at bat in the big leagues.
Well, that's called trying to catch the other team by surprise.
Oh, Diaz a bullet to third, but Garcia dives back safely. This is Beck's first professional at bat. Appeal, nope. Bruce Dreckman says no swing, no attempt. Beck came up through the White Sox system, and American League affiliates in the minors never, the pitchers never bat. There's always a DH. Two and two.
He's trying to butt for a base hit now.
Yeah, he is.
It's pretty amazing stuff. Let me ask you this, Craig. If you got a pretty good team, and you're in the hunt, do you do this kind of stuff?
If you have a good team and you're in the hunt,
or just because you don't care if you win or lose?
You got nothing to lose. We'll say this though, Bob, I really like Nick Capra. You pointed that out. And it is bunted foul, but the third base coach didn't bother to hide anything there. No reason to, I guess, but that last shot, I think we actually saw him. In fact, here's the Allegheny Health Network Supermo looking. Watch the third base coach. Didn't bother to go through any signs. Show you Nick Capra yelling to the batter Beck in a moment as Yohan Moncada, first and third and one out. That goes as a strikeout, bunting the ball foul. Moncada 0 for 2. Now here, watch bunt. Pretty simple. Through all that other rigmarole.
Rocky Bridges stuff.
That's right. Former manager of the minor leagues, a lot of years with the Pirates, the great Rocky Bridges. He would not only yell bunt, he'd actually just motion bunt. He was a third base coach and manager. Tim Anderson has 10 steals in 11 attempts.
Pretty close.
Fifth inning, one out. Sun Hurdle pacing a little bit. You see 71 pitches for Trevor Williams. Wow, that was hit very hard. And off the Pirates charity sign. That was a bomb by Moncada. Foul.
Just a strike. Hard to tell if that was fair or foul because it might have gone over the foul pole. I don't know if it was low enough to actually hit the pole.
Yohan Moncada, 6 homers, 15 RBIs just off the disabled list today. Turns 22 years old in a couple of weeks. He has struck out 49 times this season. That's tied for 6th most in the American League. Well, it count even. From Cienfuegos, Cuba, same hometown as Jose Abreu. And just one of the many reasons the White Sox worked hard to acquire Moncada. With Abreu already on the roster and down on strikes. 6 Ks.
At some point you had to throw that after the foul ball home run. I mean, I almost thought it was going to be automatic the next pitch, but he went breaking ball and then came with the straight change down and away. Moncada way out in front of it.
Good percentage there for Trevor Williams. A lot of first pitch strikes. Now Yolmer Sanchez has one of the 5 hits. Sanchez hitting .409 with runners in scoring position. That is second in the American League.
Get ready, Corey.
He likes to go the other way. 2-0.
Yeah, might be thinking pull the ball toward the short fence in right field now that he's ahead 2-0. Now, when you're down by 6 runs like this, there's certain spots where you're thinking, hey, one swing, I can cut the lead in half. Yeah, I think he did go for it there.
A big cut there in the fastball. Third in the American League with the men in scoring position. Manny Machado is hitting .484 in these situations. And the Indians, Francisco Lindor and Yolmer Sanchez at hitting .409. With men at second and or third base. Took over at third base when they traded Todd Frazier last year and drove in 34 runs the last 2 months of the season.
Kind of like Corey Dickerson.
Yeah.
The way he approaches things, he gives up a little bit on the bat.
Yeah.
He kind of picked his spot to try and hit one out.
Yeah. Bounces to Bell. Good work. Trevor Williams, they had first and third, nobody out. White Sox do not score. That was a rough inning for the Sox. Lowe's whole team together. And the Bucks have been hitting well for batting average this season as a team. .261. That ranks second, and 4 players in the top 20 in the league. And here's one of them, Corey Dickerson. See Cervelli, Marte, Moran for the top 20. Corey Dickerson facing Chris Beck. 6 up, 6 down for the reliever. Dickerson retired on a nice play by second baseman Yoan Moncada, and then on a nice play by the right fielder Daniel Polka his last time up. center field. Garcia. Star Wars night returns to PNC Park Friday. Pirates, Padres, 7:05. Also Zambelli Fireworks night. Thanks to 84 Lumber. Fireworks are going to be synced up to the music of Star Wars. You can purchase the Star Wars ticket package and you'll get a Pirate Star Wars t-shirt. So go right now to pirates.com/Star Wars and get your tickets. This coming Friday night, that'll be game 2 of the 4-game series against the Padres. Game 1 of 2 against the White Sox on a pup night. That almost looked as though Terry was feeding the dog while... That is Terry.
Yeah.
That guy's unbelievable. He's feeding the pups, and he's on camera too. And telling the pups what to do. He's directing.
Hey, this bowl's empty.
Elias Diaz first at bat. Two fly ball outs in the 5th. Francisco Cervelli left with right forearm discomfort, according to the Pirates. He was hit by that pitch in the 3rd. More pups. Well, we've been talking about that for so many years. They don't listen to us, but we agree with you, Big Polsky. We should do a game from out there.
Oh, we'd do it in a second.
Yep.
I'd love to.
Told Adam says no. So go ahead and tweet Adam. Adam Elmore, our producer. We'll give you that Twitter handle in a moment. No, I want Adam to feel like some of us who are on Twitter feel. I'm going to get ripped. Adam, you're going to get it here in a minute. Wow, that ball spanked. Line drive caught by Garcia. Colin Moran, a bullet. 2 fly ball outs and a liner. I'll give you Adam Elmore's Twitter candle. I know you're not happy.
Newman has been named the International Player of the Week. His production raised his season average from 250 to 309. Well done. Curve outfielder Jason Martin was named Eastern League Player of the Week as well, hitting over 500 with a couple of dingers and 8 RBI. Martin, who is the first curve player to win an award this season, oh, by the way, homered again last night. Like what the kids are doing down on the farm.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, they doing some good work. This ball's hit hard to center. Sean Rodriguez going to have to play it off the center field fence. Wow, look at the way Rodriguez played that ball perfectly. A strong throw to second. Abreu ends up with a double.
He put that one on the money. Abreu is in doubt as he was about halfway in between first and second. You could see him try to get going a little faster. Now this is a throw right here. You know, there's no turning around and checking and looking at anything. As the ball's going over his head, he's the second I get it, I'm turning and throwing as hard as I can at second base. Trevor's having to work a little bit here now.
Yep.
Tough thing last inning to put that 0 up. Now he's got a leadoff double to have to worry about.
And here comes Sean Rodriguez.
Oh, did they get him?
This a double play? No. Frazier was off the bag.
Boy, the throw looked like it was right on the money, didn't it?
Frazier was off the bag.
I thought they were going to have him.
See who's got a great look there is Mike Estabrook, the umpire. He's right there.
Well, there's no doubt that Frazier was off the bag. When you're looking just straight on, it looked like they had him. Of course, we couldn't see that. Frazier kind of drug his foot forward.
Wellington Castillo has flied out and reached on an infield single. Almost robbed of a hit by Colin Moran his last time. Righty's hitting only 181 this season against Trevor Williams. But tonight, righties own 4 of the 6 hits versus the Pirates starter. Starling Marte back in the dugout. He left with right side discomfort. Sean Rodriguez taking over after Marte had just one at bat. Hit deep over Dickerson and makes the catch. Corey Dickerson there to make the play.
Have to agree, Greg. I didn't want to watch that one. I thought that was in the bullpen, but I peeked up just in time. Well, he had to go a long way to get there to make that that play, and he was able to actually kind of set up. Yeah, he was shifted over toward left center a little bit to begin with. But
you see him take a couple of glances down where he was, get his bearings.
Very nice.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Watch it right into the glove. Good job. Now, off the bat, I didn't like the way that sounded.
Daniel Polka now has struck out twice. So far, so good for Luke Garda. Broadcasting director Mark Garda's son Luke celebrating his 12th birthday today. And he asked, one of his birthday wishes was for a Pirates W. And his Buccos are doing good work. Still a ways to go. Happy birthday, Luke. Two on Daniel Polka. Can Williams get Polka a third time and strand another runner in scoring position, no less? White Sox had runners at first and third, nobody out last inning. Williams got back-to-back strikeouts and a ground out. Is he going to go upstairs again? No strikeout, but should be the final out of the inning. Dickerson. Well played. An 11-pitch inning. Trevor Williams blanking the Sox.
Brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit our new Kia showroom in Wexford. More vehicles than ever at the very best prices. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Buccos up 6-0. Jordy Mercer starts things off here against Chris Beck, who has been perfect in relief. 9 up and 9 down for Beck. As you watch the Pirates on AT&T Sportsnet. Trevor Williams on deck. Couple of ground outs for Mercer in this ball game. Mercer has hit safely in 14 of the 16 games played this year at PNC Park, a .356 average in his home yard. They're going to get Aaron Bummer loosening in the pen as Beck now up to 34 pitches in relief. Moncada played perfectly over by second, and Beck.
I don't think Beck thought that was an out.
He just said, wow. You just see him mouth.
Did you see where the ball went by him?
Yeah.
This is why he says out. Wow.
between the legs. A number of reasons. Wow. Looks down. And whoa. To the count on Trevor Williams. He has bounced to short and struck out. And so Williams down on strikes. Well, earlier today, an announcement was made that PNC Park, a new Rivendell patio garden. Thanks to the folks at Rivendell Farms, Pirates Charities, and a bunch of other people, including Grow Pittsburgh and Levy Restaurants, going to grow their own vegetables, and folks going to be able to enjoy them. And it was fun to make that announcement. Now, I was there emceeing the press conference. I did not get a baseball cap. Rivendell.
You didn't get one?
Huh.
Well, I came early. I was like pulling the weeds
we didn't
and getting
see you
everything
out there.
looking nice. I was actually doing something out there to help the growth of the vegetables.
We didn't see you out there.
And I was giving everybody ice cream.
No.
So,
but I'm glad you got a cap.
hat.
Glad you got a cap. I don't need a cap. I really don't.
It's a good looking cap.
It was enjoyable. I'm glad I was able to do that emceeing. It was great to have the chairman Bob Nutting, the president Frank Coonley, along with a lot of folks from Rivendell. And again, glad you got the cap. It's cool. And that's a neat concept too. It's just the beginning. That shot you saw, just early stages of what will be a full-fledged patio garden.
Oh, there's time. We walk in and out of there sometimes. We'll be able to check the garden to see how it's coming along. It'll be interesting.
Chef Adam Holt was there, PNC Park executive chef. Susanna Meyer, along with so many great people. Christine Grady from Rivendell. Jake Seltman, the executive director of Grow Pittsburgh, who's a huge Pirates fan. He has done great work with Grow Pittsburgh. And Frazier is hit by the pitch. Adam Frazier, who started off this Pirates ball game offensively with the home run off Reynaldo Lopez at the patio garden. With help from the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy, Brinkle's Nursery, DLA Architects, and now Rick Renteria is going to make a change. A lot of pitches for the reliever Chris Beck. First batter to reach against him. Adam Frazier hit by the pitch.
Didn't hit him real hard. Just kind of nicked him, but that's enough.
I'm sure Beck is kind of bummed that he couldn't get that final batter. Buccos up 6. Chris Beck is pitching perfect baseball.
You might still be talking about the bunt.
Could be. New center fielder is Adam Engel. Leori Garcia moves to right from center. And the new pitcher is Aaron Bummer to face Gregory Polanco.
Here you see Bummer's numbers.
Gregory Polanco facing Bummer. Polanco on base twice against the starter Reynaldo Lopez and bounced out against Beck.
It's one of those pitches you were talking about right there, Greg, the way he was able to take that breaking ball, lay off of it. As that ball's coming in from the left-hander, it's looking pretty darn good. Able to pass, let it pass.
Oh, hammered towards center field, and a line drive shot off the top of the fence. Cora is waving home Frazier, and the throw to the plate is not in time to get him. Polanco rips a double off the top of the wall to score Frazier. It is 7-0.
Yeah, these are the kind of hits you see, Polanco have, and you're just amazed by him. Ripping line drive. The ball got fairly deep right over the top of the plate. You can see there from that shot on contact. Maybe a foot at most from the top of the fence.
They're going to challenge this. I guess they've got nothing to lose. Down 7.
It's kind of like being down 6 and putting on a squeeze.
Yeah, that's right.
See, when does he ever even get tagged? He hasn't been tagged, hasn't been tagged, hasn't been tagged. Now got tagged. It looked like 2 feet had already hit the plate by the time he got tagged.
Yep, little doubt. RBI double for Polanco. Frazier scores. Bucks up 7. The call stands in Clint Hurdle's Pirates. Gregory Polanco looking to be in his early season form. Remember the first couple weeks, he was on fire.
Yeah, it was incredible watching him early on. Had like 15 RBIs and 5 home runs in about the first 10 days of the season. But then he got that cold for a while. It's just as hot as he was, and those are the kind of things you want him to get away from. Obviously, I guess you would take the hot streaks, but maybe not if they have to come with those ice cold stretches.
Only gives him 22 RBIs now in the year. How important is Polanco to the Pirates offense? Well, when he drives in a run this season, they are 12-1. He's picked up an RBI now in 5 of his last 6 games.
It's just so hard to really, try to come up with a real legitimate expectation, I think, from Polanco.
Yeah,
but then
you don't know.
But then why bother? Just watch the games.
Enjoy.
Watch the games and see what happens and see how he does.
I'll tell you one thing that's awfully promising, though, among other things, the fact that he's got 22 RBIs as we sit here tonight. Game number 41, he drove in 35 all of last season. Now, of course, he spent some time on the DL, but that's 380 at bats. 2 years ago, he had 86 runs batted in for a career high. Josh Bell, 3 RBIs tonight with a pair of doubles. Bummer just gave up the double to Polanco. That run charged to Beck. Called out on strikes is Sean Rodriguez. Bucks add another, lead 7-zip. Characters who've managed the Pirates, World Series winners, Hall of Famers, making just a part of the eclectic mix that have led the Bucks on the field. Catch it all inside Pirates baseball. 10 great managers debuts tonight after Pirates post game. We got a sneak peek the other day, and really interesting and a great debate as you watch that program. The 10 great managers and Danny Murtaugh, number 40.
Those are the kinds of shows you can have when you have a great franchise like the Pirates. It's gone back a century, over a century.
Quick out for Williams against.
So much history here with the Pirate logo. I guess all the way back to the Alleghenies.
Yeah.
Before they were the Pirates.
Yeah. 132 years of Pirates history. Now Tim Anderson. Breaks his bat. Nice sliding backhand play from his knees. Williams there. Got him.
Bell keeps improving.
He's made a couple of fine plays over there in this homestand.
A nice range getting over there to smother this. And this is always a difficult part, trying to give that pitcher something that he can handle and step on the bag at the same time. Gotta throw it out in front of him a little bit.
Continues to work over there. Retires Tim Anderson. The second out, couple go quick out. Certainly Williams appreciates that.
About the only area where, you know, Bell looks like he still needs a little bit of work is that throw into second base. It start a double play, but as far as like picking balls in the dirt.
And now Polanco back, approaching the wall. And how about that quick inning? 4 pitches for Trevor Williams. Me llamo Trevor, flanking the Sox. Seven shutout innings for Trevor Williams. He combined with the bullpen his first start this year in Detroit. He pitched 6 innings of no-hit ball, 1-0 flanking of the Tigers. And it's time for our Built for Baseball presented by T-Mobile.
I'll tell you what, he really did a great job, I thought, early in this ball game, staying away from the middle of the plate, just hitting all of the edges. And the high pitch, going upstairs on a couple of these guys. Very impressed with that tonight. Good job with working with both his catchers on following that glove around. Just exactly what we were talking about before the game, about why this could be a good matchup for him, because you got some free swingers out there that'll, you know, start chasing after some things, hit his pitch. And that certainly is what we have seen so far.
20 of 27 first pitch strikes for Trevor Williams. And now Josh Bell. Set down quickly here to begin the bottom of the 7th. Fabulous work by Williams, who brings his ERA with this performance down below 3, 2.72. Line certainly to win his 5th. Pleasing his pitching coach.
I thought we might see a pitcher's duel tonight, and saw half of one. Trevor was brilliant. The Pirates were able to get to Lopez early. 6 runs, first 2 innings.
Kyle Crick is a candidate to become the 8th inning guy, but as we said earlier, and there's another hit for Corey Dickerson, his first tonight. Lines it to left off the lefty. It's another area that has been impressive. So many of them from Corey Dickerson, but how he has fared against lefties. Came in batting .333 against left-handed pitching. Second at bat for Elias Diaz, took over for Francisco Cervelli, who was forced to leave the game with right forearm discomfort, hit by a pitch in the third inning. So possible we'll see Elias Diaz catching tomorrow afternoon. 12:35 first pitch. Jamison Tyone is still slated to go for the Pirates, while the White Sox made a change. They initially announced Carson Fulmer. Now they're going to go with lefty Hector Santiago. A possibility that the Pirates will see 4 lefties in the next 5 days. Chad Kuhl, Joe Musgrove. Kuhl pitched on Saturday night. A no decision in the 6-5 Pirate win. And another hit for Elias Diaz. First and second with 1 out. And now it'll be Colin Moran. We'll check out our Nissan Road Ahead. Again, 12:35. Tyone versus Hector Santiago. Fingers crossed that Tyone will be fine and that finger healed sufficiently that he'll put together a strong start.
He looked so good for those 3 innings before he left that game. And, you know, I think everybody still looking for Tyone to really be that horse this year. He's had a little bit of an up and down start to the season at this point. Even Tyone himself, I think, is looking for that, that breakout type season where he becomes the man. A lot of leadership skills. And the Pirates need somebody in that role.
Two and one on Colin Moran. A rare at bat against a lefty. He is 1 for 6 so far this season. He doubled in the first, helped out by a misplay from the left fielder Delmonico. Picked up his 21st RBI, walked in the third, lined out his last time up, a bullet to center. Draws another walk.
Got an eye.
Loaded for Mercer. Mercer trying to get back on track against lefties. Talked a lot about that since the Pirates are going to see so many all of a sudden, a cluster. Mercer hitting just 192 versus southpaws.
Might be just what he needs to see a few of them in a row.
And now time is called. Brent Torria. The manager going out there to talk to Aaron Bummer. Nobody up in the pen. Rick Renteria, for a time, was a teammate with Bob Walk in Hawaii, the Islanders.
He would be one of those guys that you could have identified, I think, as a
pretty much knew he had a shot.
Player that would, you know, maybe definitely get into coaching and possibly be a manager someday.
Managing a young team that is up and coming, much like he did with the Cubs. She's now getting up, Chris Volstad. Only 2 men have managed both the Cubs and the White Sox. Rick Renteria, one of them. The other Hall of Famer, Johnny Evers, managed the White Sox in 1924 and the Cubs in 1913 and 1921. So they're loaded with Dickerson, Diaz, and Moran for Mercer. Looking for his first hit. After words of encouragement from his manager, Aaron Bummer falls behind 2-1. Three balls and a strike. This game already seemingly well in hand, but a big hit here will put this one away as Jose Osuna steps out on deck to pinch hit.
The Pirates have had such a great start to the season with the offense. Kind of like the nights like this. Just keep adding on to that run total. It's so impressive.
Goes down for the second out. Second strikeout for Aaron Bummer, and now it will be Jose Osuna. Aaron Bummer is 24 years old, from Valencia, California. It was a 19th round pick in 2014 out of the University of Nebraska.
Say?
I don't think it was. It was. He grew up in Peoria, Arizona.
Oh,
Sunrise Mountain High. What were you thinking?
Valencia. That's. You know where? Not going to bring it up.
He's thinking Hard High.
A lot of people that live in Valencia, their kids go to Hard High.
Well, his parents moved from the area because they didn't want to put so much pressure on Bummer.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
And, you know, all the great players that came out of Hard High, beginning with Bob Walk.
No, not beginning with. A lot of them, long time.
Well, before you. Name one.
Garrett.
Who?
Garrett.
Garrett?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
I can't think of his first. No, Garrett was his last name.
Oh.
I can't think of his. Pat Garrett.
Pat Garrett. Oh, yeah. My gosh, who can forget Pat Garrett? Yeah.
Pat Garrett.
The great Pat Garrett. He's the one that really staked a claim and made a name for Hard High. Well, backswing got Castillo pretty good.
That did not sound good.
The Pirates leave them loaded as Osuna goes down on strikes. We move to the 8th. 7-0 Pirates.
spots away. So I need your support. Please vote for me this Sunday, number 14. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Gabby sang the God Bless America before the game, and got the jersey from Bob Nutting and signed autographs. Gabby Barrett asking for your vote, and then threw out the first pitch to
right on the money.
Stephen Brault. She'll be once again featured this Friday for another Friday Night Rocks, where she really made a name for herself last year, thanks to AT&T Sportsnet and the Pirates. UPMC scoreboard 7-zip, go to the 8th. My tip of the cap to Craig McConnell, coordinating producer, who chose Gabby as one of our featured artists last year for Friday Night Rocks. Kyle Crick now for the 8th. This is not what you would consider a high-level situation, so this doesn't mean that Crick is automatically the 8th inning guy. Tighter games, we'll see, but I guess every 8th inning going to be an audition. In the short term, Yohan Moncada, after Trevor Williams went 7 shutout frames. Led Hurdle talked about Edgar Santana against lefties and his changeup, and he talked about Crick and that cutter can offset the left-handed batters. But he said he would not go with Stephen Brault as a matchup guy. He's not going to use him as a lefty matchup guy.
Well, if you have an actual 8th inning guy, then right-hander, left-hander is meaningless if you have an 8th inning guy.
But in the meantime,
all those years when Watson was here, the matchups were meaningless.
Oh yeah, I mean 8th inning guys have been like that for a long time, as long as they've had 8th inning guys.
For all these years.
Yeah. When, in fact, Steve and I were talking before the game, wondering when that started.
Snuck up on us.
8th inning guys.
I don't know.
Was
there's 7th inning guys.
Was Grant Jackson?
You know, I'll tell you what. How about this for a guess? Remember Billy Wagner, and down in Houston they had 3 guys.
Dotel.
Dotel, I think, was the 8th inning guy.
Hudak or Hudek? Hudek?
No, Eric.
Brad Lidge, maybe?
Brad Lidge, yeah.
And a base hit for Moncada.
I mean, if they had the lead, you were going to see those 3, 7, 8, 9, no matter what.
Thinking about John Hudek, but I was going back even further. I was thinking, I know Teague was a guy that most nights with Chuck Tanner was just not a 9th inning guy, would get out even before the 9th, but I seem to believe that Grant Jackson was kind of the setup. How about
Enrique Romo? Yeah, he was in that mix. You know, I don't think that
it wasn't as defined, I guess.
Yeah,
really.
I don't think you could say that they were in those roles.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of those guys, if you look back in this 79, 80, those years, all 3 of them probably had some saves.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
The majority of them, by a ton, would have been Teague. Teague's probably listening right now. We need him to shoot us a text on who he thinks the first 8th inning guy was.
Pirates have had 8th inning guys for several years, going back to let's see, did really set up Hanrahan, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's a lot of years ago. Shortstop Mercer going to get one himself. See the Buccos at PNC Park Saturday. Pirates Padres 7:05. First 20,000 fans take home a Pirates vintage bobblehead thanks to AT&T Sportsnet. Get your tickets at pirates.com/bobbleheads. A lot of Bucco baseball starting tomorrow afternoon. The matinee game, 12:35. Then Thursday night, Padres are in. Fireworks Friday, Star Wars night. Saturday, the vintage bobbleheads, and then Kids Sunday. Abreu a couple of hits. Hashtag Bucks Booth, by the way. You can always chime in and help us out. We're talking about the 8th inning and when that really became defined by the manager or managers. Not just the closer, but when did the 8th inning guy start? Who was the first? And who will become the Pirates' 8th inning guy? Oh, nice work from Crick to get a tough hitter in Jose Abreu.
Crick certainly has the arm for it. Grade out his stuff. It's as good as anybody. I think Abreu would agree with that.
Oh, Crick, ERA just over 3 last year with the Giants. Delmonico is 0 for 3. Brewers and Diamondbacks just getting underway in Phoenix. Cubs, Braves tied at 1. 8th inning in Atlanta. Cardinals up on the Twins 1-0 at Target Field in Minneapolis. Dickerson run out of room. Bucks only a game out in the Central. Behind Milwaukee, tied with St. Louis. Clint Hurdle's Pirates have won 6 of their last 8, 11 of their last 17, and they're trying to go 9-2 against the American League this season.
Teak says the first Ramon Hernandez is the first one that he can recall.
Well, that's prior to Teak, right?
Yeah,
that's the early 70s.
Set up
Justy?
Justy, yeah, in the early 70s.
Wow. Ramon Hernandez was a left-hander, wasn't he?
I believe so.
Dave Justy, yeah. Thanks, Teak. Still working.
Yeah.
Teak still working.
Good job, Teak. I knew he was listening.
Yeah. The rubber band man, Kent Tekulve. Nice pick there by Diaz.
I don't know what year it was, but one year where Teak had 31 saves, I believe. Grant had 15, and
right.
Romo had 5.
Frazier to Bell. Kyle Crick pitches the scoreless 8th inning. The Sox are scoreless. Pirates have a 7-0 lead going to the bottom half of inning number 8. Completion of the home-and-home series against the White Sox, interleague play. You're keeping score. You see the Pirates with 10 hits. It was Adam Frazier who got it all going with the home run against Reynaldo Lopez. And the Pirates have not looked back. Here's Chris Volstad now pitching. Briefly a Pirate. Falls behind Frazier, 2-0.
I think Frazier goes with the label down approach.
Check it out.
They used to always tell you when you were a kid, you get hit with the label up. Pointing the other way. Either one will work as long as you use that end grain. Give the ball a whack.
Matter of preference.
Of course, do they still tell kids that anymore?
I wonder. I don't know.
They don't have wooden bats. I just thought about that.
Yeah, that's true. I wish I could remember. I heard a few weeks ago on MLB radio, Grant Paulson does a great show called Minors and Majors, and he had a potential first-round draft pick. He's a college kid, and let's hit hard with a wooden bat. And this kid decides that he's using the wooden bat on his own accord. Decides just he likes the feel of it better, but that's a rarity. But you can see that ball was hit hard off that wooden bat of Frazier's, but the hardest hit ball of the night. We look at StatCast, go to the 6th inning, and this double off the wall, 106.4 miles per hour.
There was no surprise to that, was there?
No.
But that one was the champion of the night.
And the safe call. Polanco.
I think we need to start a little competition. Who can guess the hardest one?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I mean, if we're going to do this.
Yep. Friendly wager.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Sure. Greg.
Now, is he talking about the guy that supposedly was the first? No, because it has to be 2 Gs from Hart High School. We found out that guy did not make a major league appearance.
No, we don't know that.
Yes, we do.
We think there's something wrong.
No, you were the first Hart High School guy to make it to the big leagues.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I think your namesake did.
You know, because it had 2 Gs at the end. That's why that guy's not. That poster is not.
I want to know about the zebra effect on your name. What is that for?
That's just kind of a family crest type thing. You know, I like the stripes. I got the tie going. Greg Polanco, as his manager calls him, takes the strike 3, and he'll bring up Sean Rodriguez. Oh, it's about the journey, not the destination, unless the destination is $5.6 million. Download the Beat the Streak app today. Start your streak for a chance to win $5.6 million. So we will have to start guessing. Start our own streaks. Hardest hits of the night. But there have been some bullets off the Pirates' bats again tonight. Some would say surprising Pirates offense. This surprising team. It's becoming more and more special each and every night. You see different ways to win. This ball's drifting out of play. And as good as the offense has been, the pitching has been somewhat inconsistent. But for me, Bob, the Pirates righted the ship when they changed the makeup of that bullpen a couple weeks into the season.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That was a major problem to get things going. That the bullpen just was not pitching the way it should. And if we're nitpicking, it's hard to nitpick on a night like this. We're up 7-0 here at the end of the ball game. But the one area where I'm kind of starting to want to get solidified is that starting rotation. I didn't expect it to be a little up and down like it's been. So thrilled with the offense. Bullpen seems to be doing all right. I want to see more games like tonight out of those starters.
Well, we'll go to the 9th. The Pirates looking for their major league leading 7th shutout. Josh Bell, another big night, part of this offense.
Nice defensive play tonight.
Yeah.
That ball he smothered off to his right. Nice feed to Trevor covering the bag.
Gregory Polanco, a couple of hard hit balls, including the double we talked about in the 6th inning.
There it is. Greg.
Corey Dickerson, really nice defensively. Nice work defensively for Dickerson, and a base hit in the 7th. And here is Richard Rodriguez.
With his 25 walks, or excuse me, 25 strikeouts and 2 intentional walks. 14 innings.
See if Rodriguez can bounce back from Sunday when he gave up that 3-run homer in the 6th inning. First batter he faced, Nick Hundley, in relief of Ivan Nova.
Do you think there'll be some kind of a change in the way they keep stats for the point buys now, that they're not even throwing the 4 pitches?
For me personally, I don't even count intentional walks anymore.
How can you get a walk for that? But it's on your stat sheet.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I don't even, like, when I bring up that number, don't even mention intentional walks anymore for that reason.
But I mean, they're not even like on the stats we just were showing. It's 2 base on balls.
Right.
No, they were just
exactly.
2 guys left the dugout and went right to first.
My point. Because of the point buy. Don't even bring up intentional walks at all. So by that thinking, to repeat. We're talking 14 2/3 innings, and he's walked a total of 2.
0.
Intentionally. And gets another strikeout. So 26 strikeouts and 0 walks. Thursday, Pirates open up a 4-game series with the Padres here at PNC Park. Chad Kuhl starts for the Bucks against Eric Lauer. Going for the Padres. Coverage here on AT&T Sportsnet starts at 6:30. Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Well, that ball gets on these hitters. That's what Neil Huntington was talking about on Sunday, that the spin rate doesn't show that Rodriguez should be striking out. The hitters show it. And another example of it.
I'm kind of paying less and less attention to spin rate. Been looking at some guys that with not so good numbers but have high spin rates. I'm not seeing the correlation.
Look at this. Another strikeout. Matt Davidson, the pinch hitter, goes down swinging.
Look at that baby spin. I wonder what Wakefield's spin rate was. How many RPMs? Like 3.
Garcia takes ball 1. That easily could have been called a strike by Chad Fairchild. The Pirates 1 out away again from their major league leading 7th shutout. 4 teams in the National League have 5 shutouts. Diaz whacked that foul ball, but smiling. The Houston Astros lead the American League with 5 shutouts, and here are the Buccos trying to make it 7. And leading 7-0. Garcia has 1 of the 7 White Sox hits. Trevor Williams went the first 7, 6 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Has a chance to be a pass-free night for the Pirates pitching staff. Crick didn't walk a batter. Richard Rodriguez has not walked a batter. Just talked about that so far this season. Starling Marte left the game with right side discomfort, but the fact he's out in the dugout seems to be okay. 2-2. And now a full count on Garcia. Couple of strikeouts. Castillo looking. Davidson swinging. Play. Switch hitter Leori Garcia, who was acquired from the Texas Rangers 5 years ago for Alex Rios. Richard Rodriguez signed as a minor league free agent. In on the hands, a little flare, and that's it. Raise the Jolly Roger. Another shutout for this Pirates pitching staff.
And what a strong performance by the offense and Trevor Williams tonight. He just was perfect with everything he did early in the game. Even a couple of times he got some guys on base and was challenged. Looked like they might break through and at least put something up on the board. He was up to stranding those runners at second and third base. Fantastic tonight. Everybody swung the bat very well. A couple of nice defensive plays. Bell, we mentioned already, won at first. Excellent night. Just keep on trucking game after game.
Pirates are doing that. They have won 7 of 9, 12 of their last 18. They're now 24-17 this season. And let's send it back out to Rob and Michael.
Greg and Bob, thank you very much. And, you know, Michael, last week in Chicago, the White Sox got a couple of 4-run leads early on the Pirates. The Pirates were able to overcome those in back-to-back games. Only the third time that's happened to the White Sox, by the way, in the last 80 years. This time it's the Pirates getting the 4-run lead, but they were able to make it stand up.
Yeah, they came out hot. Frazier with the homer, Trevor Williams doing his surgical position on these guys. This lineup, he absolutely dominated this lineup. Pinpoint accuracy almost all day. Really didn't make any mistakes. Had a little bit of traffic, but this guy was outstanding, and he made a lot of adjustments from the start before. And these guys jumped on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball today, and Lopez didn't even get him a chance to throw that nasty changeup that he has. He was out in the second. It's incredible how these guys adapt, overcome, and continue to grow and learn from their mistakes.
Well, one of the guys that was helping the Pirates offense tonight, Josh Bell, is standing by with Dan Potash.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. You know, the Pirates had a chance to look at Reynaldo Lopez just last week in Chicago, and he did a pretty good job of keeping the Pirate offense quiet early on. Not the case tonight. Jay, was it at least a thought for you guys to be more aggressive at the plate early on with the hope that you could jump on him?
I just know that Frazier, set the standard for us that first AB, and then Polanco and Marte and myself, followed through. 1 through 9, we're all doing damage. It's a lot of fun baseball right now.
I know you're still early in your career, but you have hit safely in 13 of your last 14 against American League teams. Once again, very productive tonight. They're seeing you maybe for the first time. You're seeing some of those pitchers for the first time. Why are you winning those battles?
I don't know. I guess I'm lucky right now. Just following my game plan set, pre-game by Brano and Liver, and just trusting it.
Made a nice defensive play at first base, I think, in the 7th inning. Dickerson at the wall earlier in the game. The Pirates now with a league best 7 shutouts. 7 shutouts on the season for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I guess when Trevor is dialed in, you guys don't need to do a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, when he goes 7 strong, we're scoring runs. It's fun baseball. It's easy to, see smiles on the dugout and go out and do your job.
Good to see you smiling as well. Thanks for the talk.
Thank you.
All right, Josh Bell and the Buccos victorious in Game 1 of this 2-game series. We'll be back at it tomorrow afternoon.
Can't wait as the Pirates look for another mini sweep with the Chicago White Sox. And, of course, that was the hitting side of the equation. It is time for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Our Miller Lite Hold True moment, as we promised earlier in the game. And it's the work of Trevor Williams.
Yeah, this guy has a game plan, and he goes out and executes. And when it's not there, he makes adjustments as the game goes, as good as anybody in the league. That's why his numbers are so sharp when you look at him. And he's a fun guy to play behind. These guys like it because he's quick, he's always working fast, he's inducing contact. This guy knows what's going on when it comes to pitching. You should love to watch this kid.
ERA lowered to 2.72 after 7 shutout innings tonight. Coming up on Pirates Postgame, presented by the Allegheny Health Network. 2 Pirates hitters are red hot, though their stats may not show it. We'll tell you who they are. Also, Michael will tell you how Trevor Williams changed his approach to a certain Chicago White Sox hitter. Highlights Clint Hurdle, hopefully with an injury update, and some positive injury news for the Pirates to tell you about. All that and more coming up next.